What's up, sis? It's your girl Tahirah Ahshah, and welcome back to my channel. I know I look a mess, but I literally just finished prepping like 50 planners, a whole bunch of tumblers, a whole bunch of other stationery items for a pop-up shop. And not just any old pop-up shop. Tomorrow and Sunday I will be going to the Virginia Black Business Expo that they have every single year. This will be my very first year. I do plan on vlogging that because it's going to be so huge. It's probably going to be the biggest pop-up shop that I've attended thus far, and I'm beat. Okay, I am beat. And you guys will not believe how much I paid for this pop-up shop. Okay, I paid hundreds, okay, of dollars, like not even 2 hours ago. So I'm gonna make a whole nother video on that. But as I was prepping for my pop-up shop, I was like really thinking about the dollars that I spent and why I have said no to $50 pop-up shops, $75, $80, $100 pop-up shops, but said yes to this particular pop-up shop. Like I said, I paid hundreds of dollars for this pop-up shop. And some people will call me crazy, but what I know is how to vet a pop-up shop, okay? So that is going to be the topic of this discussion, or this video, is how to vet a pop-up shop. I see way too often people go to pop-up shops, spend hundreds of dollars, and leave with zero sales. So without further ado, let's get into the video. But before we get into the video, you guys already know, if you're new here, welcome, sis. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. What else? Give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything, positive feedback, make sure you put it in the comment section below. All of my social media handles are in the description box below. Make sure you check out my website, Pure Life Stationery, and follow me on Instagram. But again, without further ado, let's jump right into the video. All right, and for some reason my lighting is off today. I don't know what's happening, but I have like 2 ring lights on me and neither one of them are giving me what I needed to give. So just bear with me. Like I said, everything is really janky. I'm hot, I'm sweaty. My office is a mess right now because I just got done prepping for the biggest pop-up shop of my life, okay? But the very first thing that I will say that I believe is essential, okay, that I believe is essential in selecting a pop-up shop. I don't care if it's $30, $50, $100, $1,000. All of these things are things that you need to be paying attention to before you give your money to a pop-up shop, okay? Number 1, engagement. Engagement. Notice I did not say followers, okay? Because I've been to a pop-up shop where the person had like 20,000 followers, all of these things, and then I went to the pop-up shop and I barely made my money back. So engagement, that's why engagement is key, because you don't want to just vend with someone who has a large following. You want to vend with someone who has engagement. And what I mean by engagement is when you go to their actual social media pages, they have the engagement to match their followers, right? So they are like active in the community, people know them, they comment, they share, okay? They share. And that's the biggest thing about engagement, is that you want to see that their flyers for that particular pop-up shop, that it is reaching thousands and thousands, not hundreds, okay? We're talking thousands of other people. And the reason why I say not hundreds is because if you know marketing, if you know ads, if you know things like that, then if you know that your post only reached 100 people, you maybe get like 10 clicks, 10 people actually go and look at your website, and out of those 10 people, maybe only one person purchases a product or subscribes to your website or does something. But when your posts reach hundreds of thousands, of people, then you get a lot more engagement and you get a lot more leads, you get a lot more sales, you get a lot more inquiries, all of those things skyrocket, right? And so the same thing is for promoting flyers, advertisement materials, all of those things, because if someone's engagement is really, really high, then they're getting those shares from the people who usually engage with them, and that material is reaching thousands of other people, okay? So engagement is key. Boom. Number 2 on how to vet a pop-up shop: location. And I have said this in another video as well, and it stands true today. Do not go to a pop-up shop at a private restaurant, at a private boutique, at a private hair salon. And when I say private, I mean private as in, like, of course, like, it's open to the public, but does the public really frequent that location, right? So stay away from like strip malls, okay? Stay away from locations that are secluded. So like they're off in a cut somewhere. They're not like on the main highway or like a main attracting area. Stay away from events that don't accept walk-ins. I made a mistake of doing a pop-up shop at a location where they were appointment only. And so I'm like, well, how many appointments do you have today, sis? Because if you only have 15 appointments today, that really is like limiting who I can market to, right? Okay, a good indicator, right, is if you have been living in your city for like literally all your life, okay? Or even if not like all your life, but you pretty like you know your area, like you know your city, you don't have to use GPS when someone gives you an address, etc., and then you get the location for a pop-up shop in your city and you don't know where it's at, that's a good indication that you don't need to be vending there, right? So I have really been vetting a lot of pop-up shops. Like I get offers like at least weekly, if not every week, then like every other week, but a few pop-up shops a month will reach out to me for me to come and vend, and I am vetting. Where's the location? Who all gonna be there? Like I need to know. Which brings me, okay, to number 3. Number 3, this is probably the most important, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you, this is probably the most important. It is target audience. Is your target audience going to be at the pop-up shop? Is the person promoting the event in your target audience? Do the people who follow them, are they in your target audience? Do the people who they market to, are they in your target audience? That's the biggest predictor if you're going to make money is if you're marketing to your target audience. It's the exact same thing when we're running Facebook ads, when we're creating content on social media. We are marketing to a particular audience. I'm going to the event where the business owners are frequenting, right? So they're not just posting up, they're actually frequenting the pop-up shop. So they're coming to shop and spend money. I'm going where the professionals are. I'm going where the bougie women are. I'm going where the girls who like to shop till they drop are. Like I'm going to those types of places because that's where my target audience is, right? Another thing with target audience is I tried something new and went to a pop-up shop where like there were more like elderly people at, and in my mind I'm thinking, okay, elderly people, like they really, like they're gonna have a coin, right? Like they're gonna have some money. But when it came time to like me talking in my jargon and trying to like relate to them, and like we just didn't have anything in common, right? So a big part of selling your product at a pop-up shop is really like having conversations, telling your story, getting to know them, complimenting them on some things. Like, you really have to engage with your target audience at a pop-up shop, and I couldn't do that with all these old people. Like, sis, like when I called them sis, they're like, oh, we related? Like, girl, you know. So it's like really, really hard to sell things to people who aren't in your target audience, because you aren't relatable to them. Like, you don't really know them. And if you're this far in your business where you're frequenting pop-up shops, you should very well know who your target audience is. So you should know their gender, their age group, what they do for a living, their hobbies, the types of like interests that they have, how they spend their day, where they work, who they hang out with, what type of stores they shop at. You should know all of these things, right? So that is number 3. Stop going to pop-up shops where your target audience isn't going to be. So just to recap, when you are vetting a host or a vend, or like a vending event or a pop-up shop or whatever, make sure that you understand and know what their engagement is. Make sure you know that those flyers, those advertisements are reaching thousands of people, okay? And make sure that the location is where it needs to be. It needs to be a public place that people frequent every single day. So not that people are just gonna come to this place, right, just because they knew that a pop-up shop was going to be there. And the reason why I say this is because how many times have you seen a pop-up shop flyer come across your timeline and you were like, oh, I'm gonna go there. Like, I know that's out of my way, but I'm gonna go to that pop-up shop. Never. So that's how you have to think about the location. The location has to be someplace where people actually frequent. And then last but definitely not least, okay, the very most important is that your target audience should definitely be in the building. If your target audience is not there, or the host isn't within your target audience, or their following isn't within your target audience, you don't need to be there, okay? And that's just that on that. Straight to the point. I said what I said. Stop spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on pop-up shops knowing that your target audience isn't there, the location isn't right, and it hasn't reached the people it needs to reach to actually bring in those customers to that particular location. Boom. Okay, but that's it, y'all. Make sure you follow me on social media. Make sure you come back to my channel sometime next week. I'm going to drop another video on the expo and my experience at the expo. I do plan on vlogging that. And I'm going to let you guys know how much money I made, right? So I'm going to let you know how much money I spent and how much money I made, regardless if I made a profit or not. That's a promise that I'm making to myself. I'm going to share my mistakes and I'm going to share my wins, okay? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, again, welcome, sis. And I'll see you next time. Bye.